That's good. We're good there. Oh, that was we good here? Can you guys say something? Yeah. Can you two say something? Anything? Just keep talking.
FGHIJK.
Hi! For some reason, OBS changed all of my settings, and none of the audio was coming through, so I had to take care of that. Hey everybody! Welcome to what is possibly the last game, the last session of this, actually. Anders pointed out that we're really close to our destination. I did not realize that. So we'll probably finish today, and probably well before the end time for this game, which is great because Anders has another game coming up after this, and I'm in 3 games back to back, so I could really use a little bit of buffer. Yeah, welcome to this game of Fall of Magic. I've lovingly named Rainbow Tales because it's an all-queer game of Fall of Magic. Fall of Magic is a great game. It's a GM-less storytelling game, all prompt-driven as you move through this map. We're playing, we are playing using a version on Roll20. An all-digital version. It's great. The physical copy, however, is an actual scroll that you open up and move through the map using physical metal coins as you play this game. It's beautiful. If you like what you see here today, you can purchase Fall of Magic directly from the developers or designers, whatever. And it also helps support the channel as well. Additionally, we're also raising... Oh, shoot. Thank you, Anders, for pointing out that I have you guys' heads in the wrong spots. I will fix that, actually, when... No, I'll fix it right now. How about that? Because I'm professional. What was I saying? Oh, yes. We're also raising money for Trans Lifeline. You can see the details of that in chat. I didn't have particularly lofty goals with this, but we managed to. Super Donor came in last session and blew up the donation goals I have for this game. So I went ahead and just ramped it up another $100 just to see if we can get a little bit more money. If you donate, we do have some incentives set up so you can affect the game. And you can see those details. Nope, that's not what the command is. I don't know what the command is. But if you click the link to donate, you can see how you can get involved. You can select prompts for us to do, characters. You can write your own prompts. You can even have us do flashback scenes. And you can see more about that on the link. Trying to think if there's anything else that I have forgotten that I want to mention. I don't think so. So, let's go ahead and introduce our players. And maybe characters as well, since I don't have the character names on the overlay, even though the tokens are on there. We'll at least know who's playing who. Let's go ahead and start with you, Anders.
Okay, we can do that. Hi, I'm Anders. You can find me on the internets, mainly Twitter, at Anders_D_K. Today, I am playing Caspian, who uses they, he pronouns. He's a demi boy who is no longer the fox of Mistwood, but has become the ranger of Mistwood. So that was fun last week.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's it. That's me.
All right. Awesome. I love it. I love Caspian. I love all of our characters. Abby, introduce the world to you and the character you're playing today.
Hi, I'm Abby. I use she, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter. It's Citrine Warlock. And I play River, the Golem of Ravenhall. The entire apparent quest in life is I must find beauty in the world and in myself.
Well, Abby, you should watch Invisible Sun Game tonight, because I'm a very similar kind of character.
Wonderful.
I'm Nox. I live here on Variant Roles, almost quite literally. And you can find me on the internet, Nox Noctua. I have been playing in our game character Fawn, who I think I picked the title Raven of Ravenhall, right? I can't remember my own character information. Yes, Raven of Ravenhall. And very different kind of character for me to play, so that's been fun. Alright, let's just get into it. So, we've never actually done, have we ever done a recap? I don't think we've ever done a recap before for this game. This game, it would feel weird to me to do a recap for this game. Is that just me?
I don't know. You can recap it. I mean, we're getting kind of close to the end of the story.
Yeah. Does anyone want to recap it? That's not me. Look on Abby's face, but it's not me either.
I will recap it if
Yay!
you'd like.
Yay, Anders! Come to the rescue, please.
I don't have the map up, so I might not know all the location names.
Well, that's fine. You don't need to.
But, so the story is about the Magus, and magic is disappearing, and we, the four of us, River, Caspian, Justice, and Fawn, have to deliver the Magus to Umbra, where they can do something to restore magic. We traveled from Ravenhall, I believe, made our way kind of south-ish. We've gone through a town, through the mountains, and eventually made our way underground. We left Justice behind.
That sounds like a metaphor or something. Justice is a character.
We've actually gained a sense of moral justice, but we left Justice the character behind. We left Justice behind kind of in the Storm Mountains-ish area.
Mm-hmm.
and ventured down below where we met the, well, what are they called? The rag hangers, rag draggers. And they asked us to do a job for them, to steal a scroll from the folks who did not live in the Hanging Commons, and we discovered that scroll was actually going to be used by the rag draggers to steal from the Storm Castle?
Stormguard Castle, I think is
Stormguard Castle. I was close.
Yeah.
We decided to steal the scroll, but then destroy it so we didn't ruin the Magus' relationship with the rag draggers, but we also didn't help them because they were doing something bad.
Mm-hmm.
Both Caspian and River had some romantic interactions in that town, and we're sad to leave, but we left very quickly to the Dogtooth Jungle, which is, I believe, where we are now. Mm-hmm. And we're getting close to our destination. There's been a lot of personal developments. I don't know if you want me to recap all those too.
I mean,
but
I don't think
that's
fine.
That's where we're at.
Yeah. Caspian and River shared a drink, right?
Yeah, that's right. Caspian got a little smashed. And then changed his entire moral philosophy. So
that sounds about right.
How you do?
Yeah, the drunken late night discussions about life is what that was. Okay, cool. Wow, we're really close. We're maybe gonna play for an hour, probably. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna have a great time. Wow, that's wild. All right, so we're still in the Dogtooth Jungle. Is there anything else we want to do here, or do we want to move on to our next location, which is Gritwater?
I'd be fine with moving on. I think we've done most. Had good conversations here.
Yeah, I think we kind of covered the...
Seen the joint.
Checked out the dog.
Alright, let's go ahead and move on over to Gritwater then, which has a cool prompt. Oh, we can actually... Oh, this is another, like, fork area. Potentially. I think.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. Whatever. Oh, no, it is, because we can either go... It depends on how much longer we want to play, basically. If after this, if we want to go straight to Gates of Umbra, we can. Or Gate of Umbra. Or we can go down through the Fortress of Karst. So we have options there. Anyways. So Anders was Magus last and did a great job. Does anyone else? Abby, are you interested in narrating our kind of the what this place, Gritwater, the hospitality of the Pool Crone is? And if you're not, then I'll do it.
I think I'll let you do it, and I'll do the next one.
Okay, sounds great. Okay. Alright, so we're now at Gritwater, the hospitality of the Pool Crone, which sounds really cool. Oh man, I feel like this game you need to warm up too. Because my brain is like, I had to dust off the gears.
Yeah.
What does the actual illustration look like? Use that for inspiration. I think after we leave the Dogtooth jungle, with this like glowing purple area, I think maybe there's like a tunnel, like a small tunnel, that we go through for a short ways, and that you can hear sort of off in the distance the sound of running water, in the really unique way that it sounds inside of a cave system, in the way that it sort of echoes off the walls. And I think when we emerge out of this tunnel, we actually see like a cavern, a cave river, and there's a pool of water that it feeds into. And in this pool of water, there is sort of a hut kind of thing made of natural materials. Looks kind of slimy and gross. And there are planks forming a boardwalk up to the entrance. And I think we hear the sort of jingle of metal clinking against each other. And this figure in long, tattered robes with long sleeves that hang down, almost dragging on the ground, steps out. And it's an older woman, and she stands upright with this sort of staff that holds these just like various metal trinkets and things. Almost looks like they don't match or anything. They're all different kinds of metal and shapes, and it almost looks like a collection that maybe this person has acquired from previous travelers. And she's beautiful. Long white hair. And she moves with ease. And as our group and the Magus approaches, the Magus steps forward. And the pole crone also steps forward, and they hug each other. And she smiles at the Magus very warmly, and puts a hand on one of their shoulders, and says to the Magus, something along the lines of, "It's been a very long time since I've seen you." And the Magus's face is just sort of lit up, and their face has this smile of meeting an old friend, but someone that's a little bit more than a friend. And the Magus kisses the pole crone on the cheek and says, "Yes, it's been a very long time." And she looks at the rest of us and gestures back to her hut and says to our group, "Any friend of the Magus is a friend of mine. Please rest here on your journey." And she allows us entrance into her hut, which is sort of like a TARDIS situation where you go inside and it's much bigger on the interior, and possibly so. And the interior is very inviting. It has like a earthy smell, and despite the sort of materials it's made out of, it feels very warm and comfortable and inviting. And that's it. All right. So our available prompts for this one are Moon Milk Falls, Sunken Hovel, Salamander Shallows, and Moon Pool, which is one that we roll the dice for. If any of these jump out at anyone, you're more than welcome to hop in. Oh, again, friendly reminder, because I keep forgetting to mention this at the top of our game. Feel free to invite anybody to play in a scene with you as an NPC or their character.
Oh, they're all very good.
Yeah, I like these ones quite a bit.
They're very good. I want to do all of them.
I know.
I think, based on that sort of very visual and descriptive introduction to this place, I might start with the Sunken Hovel, because it seems like it kind of continues after that very well.
Yeah, that's a good fit.
Which the Sunken Hovel is a delicious smell. So I think perhaps we're all in this scene, because we've kind of been welcomed into her home.
Yeah, I'm down.
And there is a fire sort of set in one corner, and a pot of something is brewing over top this fire, and sort of set like in the actual fire itself are these sort of perhaps like cast iron like plates that are sort of being heated by the fire just through direct contact. And as we kind of enter in, the pool crone makes her way over and takes one of those cast iron plates and puts it up on sort of a small table, and takes out this sort of, wow, I'm just describing the scene from Star Wars, but she like pours out this mixture onto the plates and kind of stirs it together, and it begins to kind of grow into like a bread like substance. And she takes some cups and scoops this sort of stew from the pot and serves each of us sort of a chunk of this bread and this stew. And as we each sort of take a whiff of the stew and the smell sort of comes over us, it sort of triggers, and I think each of us, a sort of nostalgic memory of home. And I guess this isn't the prompt. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this or not.
I think we do whatever the hell we want.
I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. I think I'm curious what sort of nostalgic memory each person experiences as they're kind of filled with this warmth and comfort. And there's this sort of just delicious smell from this stew. I think Caspian, when they sort of receive it, remember back to being a young child in their camp in the Mistwood, and they've just hunted for the first time. They've gone out with their family and they learned to use a bow and arrow, and they shot a small critter and brought it back, and were taught how to skin it and how to not waste anything from the woods, how to, be very respectful of what they've taken, and they get to contribute for the first time to the communal meal. And so they're kind of reminded of that home life and that community, and how each person contributes to the whole as they've taken this stew. And I guess I'm asking if other people might want to share what they kind of think about for their characters. You don't have to, but I'm curious.
I'll give Abby time to think, and jump in line. I think for Fawn, it reminds her of visits to the dining hall at Ravenhall. And her standing in line to collect her meal. And they'd always make this bread that whenever it filled the hall, it just smelled amazing. And that's always how you knew it was mealtime, because eventually it would sort of waft its way out across the entire campus, basically. And she has fond memories of that, but it also reminds her of eating alone in her room. And that makes her a little sad, because she suspects they're nearing the end of their journey. And she doesn't really want to have to go back to that.
River has a memory. They don't know where it's from. Not from Ravenhall. It's the first time they've had a memory that isn't from Ravenhall. And it's this image of them in a small room with a loaf of bread and some hearty stew. And in front of them is a open book of history. And there's a candle that's just a little bit burnt down. And they remember all of a sudden looking out across a beautiful lake. They don't know where this is from. And in this memory, they look different. They're less gaunt. Like they can see their hands, and their hands are less gaunt. They look. Rivers just had a memory from before whatever happened that made them a golem. And this is the first memory they've ever had of this.
I love that. That's wild.
Yeah.
Alright. Trying to click through 300 windows right now. That was great. I loved that. I have one. I have a location I want to go to, but I'm trying to save the best for last sort of deal. If that makes sense, So I'm trying to think of okay, what about these other places, these other prompts? What's what could I do with those? So that's what I'm thinking about right now as I'm looking at the map. I don't understand the prompt unheard desire.
Yeah. kind of like there was one that was really like there was another one that was kind of vague, more vague than the current ones. Oh.
I'm gonna go to Moon Pool. Screw it.
Do it.
Damn it.
I do want someone to play the Pool Crone with me.
Mm.
Can I ask for a specific person?
Sure.
Yeah,
Anders, would you like to be the Pool Crone?
sure. Happily.
I ask Anders because Abby did such a great job playing the Magus the last time. And now I want a similar scene with Anders.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay, so the way this works, Oh! I do have dice. I know exactly what dice I'm going to use. Hold on a second. Anders, do you know what I'm talking about? No.
Pretty dice, pretty dice.
Oh gosh, can I reach?
Pretty dice, pretty dice.
Yes, there we go. No, these are very special dice that I haven't used yet.
Ooh, very pretty dice. Those are very nice.
They are special gift dice, so I have to use them for special things. Okay, because I need a d6 for this prompt. Okay. A question for... Okay, so, I'll go ahead and set the scene then. So, I think, Anders' cat is the best. I think this scene is, this sort of pool of water that this river feeds into. River... funny. Fawn is standing by it. Just finds it pretty. The way that it reflects ambient light in the space, and the shadows that are cast just by the natural formations of this cavern that they're in, creates like a crescent moon looking shadow on the surface of this pool. And I think Fawn is just standing next to it. She's taken her uniform off, so she looks much smaller. And I think Fawn's youth is really apparent out of uniform as well. And I think around this time is when I'd want the crone to walk up or approach or enter the scene.
I think she approaches slowly from behind with a pitcher and sort of nods and then kneels down next to you and slowly scoops some of the water up into the pitcher.
Fawn just sort of smiles uncertainly at the crone, at the woman, and kind of twist her hands together a little bit nervously. Can I ask you something? I know we just met, but maybe that makes you the best person to ask.
Of course you may ask me something.
I love that.
What is troubling you?
I love that Anders gave her an accent. I wasn't ready. guess I'm not really sure how to ask this question. All I've really known is the Magus. And now I'm saying goodbye to the Magus. I don't really know what comes after that. I don't know what River Caspian will do. River's from the forest. Maybe they'll go back there. Caspian's from the forest. Whose name did I say? I don't remember. River, I think... I don't know what River wants to do. I think River's been discovering themselves, which is great. I'm so happy for them. So, I guess what I'm wondering is, how do you make friends with people? How do you let people know you want to be their friend? How do you let them know you don't want to say goodbye? I don't know.
But here I was expecting a complicated question.
Alright, before you answer. Five. The truth you won't believe.
I like it. That's what I was hoping for. I think you've already made friends with these people. And I think that you won't have to say goodbye. You are like... And she kneels down again and touches the water, and a ripple goes out. You look at yourself in the water like a single ripple. Watch closely. That ripple connects and touches everything in the pool. It affects everything in the water as it spreads itself out and comes into contact. And with your friends, she reaches down and she touches the water 4 times. You are many ripples. And when you cross each other, your pattern changes. Fawn, your ripple has been affected by your friends, and you've affected them. And the 4 of you are spreading out and affecting everything in the pool that you come across. You are worried that you will have to go back to the way things were when this is done. But your ripple has already changed and cannot be unchanged. And she stands up and turns and begins to walk away, and then stops. It is up to you to decide if the change has been good. And then she disappears inside the hovel.
Fawn turns back around to face the pool, and she just stands there for a long time, looking at the surface. And that's it. Andrew's like, gave me chills. Alright, if anyone sees anything else they want to jump into.
I do have one, but I want to leave space because I started one and then I was in yours, so
I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes going, what do I want to do?
I know, it's hard sometimes. Yeah, and it's great that we want to make sure we give space, but you can also give space for trying to mull over ideas. So if there's something, Andrews, you see you want to do, you definitely can. Maybe that will create inspiration in the minds of me and Abby as well.
I would be happy to do a scene if that would be helpful. I've been looking at this unheard desire.
Yeah.
And I think I'd like to do a scene by myself over in the Moon Milk Falls. Moon Milk, that's so good.
I know.
What does that mean? That's so good.
I don't know, but I want to be the pool crone.
So
I'm ready.
Caspian over top, right next to there. And I think the Moon Milk Falls are these very sort of shallow series of small waterfalls that sort of come down and gently create this stream of water that sort of surrounds the pool crone's hovel. And when the moon kind of comes in and illuminates from these holes very, very high up in the ceiling of this underground space and kind of shines on the water, it almost appears almost like white in the right light, kind of giving the impression of like a milky sort of water. And I think Caspian is going to make their way over to the falls and slowly, as no one is around, undress and go and sort of stand just in one of the falls and let the water just sort of cascade over the back of their neck and down and over them, and close their eyes and kind of feel the dirt and grit and guilt and weight of this journey, all of it, the sort of literal and the physical, begin to wash away in this water. And as the weight sort of pounds down against them and the thoughts wash away, they begin to cry. Something they've felt welling up in them for quite a long time. This sadness at the idea of magic disappearing for good. This fear that they've been selected, but that they're not enough, and they'll reach the end point and they won't be able to help and they'll fail. And this just rush of emotion just comes out. And there in that waterfall, you can't even tell, because the water just sort of disappears and washes it away as quickly as it comes. And they just stand there and they cry until they have nothing left inside to cry. And then they exit the falls, dry themselves off, readdress, and return to the group with a smile and the same sort of light-hearted joy that they've brought for the last weeks they've traveled back on their face. That's it.
I love it. Our sweet babies.
I think I have an idea. I have to recap. I had an idea, and then Anders was really good, and it went poof.
Yeah.
For a second.
Yeah. Do you
Capture it.
do you want to talk it? Do you want to talk it through? It's up to you.
I know it's on the Salamander Shallows,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like it to be between River and Fawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think River and Fawn have had a lot of scenes together, actually.
Yeah, not a lot.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I like the prompt of who needs your help.
Yeah.
That's open-ended enough that it could be really fun.
All right, let's do it.
Um,
We're doing it.
Yeah, Salamander Shallows is downriver. It's downstream. It's where the stream has started to get shallower, and it's a little warmer than you expect. And you can find salamanders by like the dozens. It's like it's an underground salamander nesting area, and rivers found their way there. And is just kind of sitting, boots off, sitting with the feet in the shallows, just kind of almost playing with the salamanders. And just musing about this place. It is much here and like turns. Suddenly, a wild fauna.
I think Fawn has made their way down there because they've never seen a salamander before. So she is just fascinated by these little lizard creatures. And there's this like look of curious delight as she follows this stream down. And when she sees River there, she's like kind of surprised. River, have you ever seen these before?
Only once? Maybe. Never this many.
No.
They're just like holding like 5.
Yeah. I just imagine they're just like running up and around River.
100%.
I've never seen these little guys before, or so many. Well, I've never seen them before. Certainly not this many because I've never seen them before. But they're kind of cute.
Very cute. I've seen so many cute things on this journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has made me think. There is much beauty in the world.
Yeah. There is.
What happens when we are done?
I think Fawn walks up and sits next to you, puts her feet in the water. Lets the salamanders run over her feet and toes and stuff. You know, River, I've actually been thinking about that too.
Any answers?
You know, there's all... How do I say this? I know you've seen a lot of beautiful things, but beauty exists in all different kind of ways, not just in appearance. Experiences can be beautiful. Relationships can be beautiful. I feel like what we've experienced together, traveling, has been really beautiful. I really like you and Caspian a lot. I don't want to say goodbye at the end. I know we have to say goodbye to the Magus. And I'm going to miss the Magus a lot, but it's for the best. It's what needs to happen. But I don't want to say goodbye to... I want to hold on to the beauty that we have together as friends.
Very. One might say beauty was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, I guess that's true, huh?
But we do not have to part. what if we do not part?
Do you want to go back to Ravenhall?
I don't know.
Let's go somewhere else.
Somewhere beautiful.
Yeah. Well, wherever we go is going to be beautiful because we'll be together.
Yeah. You will make it especially beautiful.
Yeah.
And River just like picks up a salamander and just like flops it on the front. Like, have a salamander.
Have a salamander on top of the 50 running over your feet currently.
Exactly.
There's 51.
And River smiles. We left Ravenhall to help the Magus. But I think the Magus helped us.
Yeah. Magus is pretty good about stuff like that.
They knew what we all needed.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Hopefully, we're giving that back in return.
I hope so.
I don't think the Magus could have made this journey by themselves.
No. They needed to impart knowledge. And they are imparting to us.
Well, you know what that means? That means it's up to us to carry on the knowledge of the Magus then. Even more reason to not go to Ravenhall. Or back to Ravenhall.
We must show the world the knowledge.
We have to keep the memory of the Magus alive.
River just kind of sits up straight and just goes, I like that idea.
Yeah. What if we call ourselves magicians?
I like
Yeah?
magicians.
I won't be Raven of Ravenhall anymore. I'll be Fawn the Magician. And you'll be River the Magician. I think that's going to be pretty great.
Yes, I will always be a golem, but that's not bad. I like me.
I like you too.
And River the Magician is just the next step of River the Golem.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. I think Fawn leans forward and gives you a big hug.
That's what I was about to. River was like in mid, like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, what? Oh, sorry. Collision.
Like, yeah, it's just both of them were going for the hug at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, River returns the hug. Yeah. Oh no, these adorable nerds.
You've melted me. You've ended me. I'm dead. It's too cute.
Yay! My goal in life is to destroy all of my friends via adorableness, wholesomeness.
The same.
Are we done with our scene? Did you want to do anything else there?
I think I'm good.
Okay, that was great. I loved it. Who needs your help? We needed each other's help. And we got it. Anders.
So good.
um. I don't think there's any other prompts here that I want to start a scene in. If anyone wants to do any and then wants me to be in it, I'm good with that. But I don't have ideas for any of the other ones to start, if that makes sense.
I don't have any.
I thought I might have had one for Unheard Desire, but I'm like, nah, I'm good with. I got everything I needed, and like all the rest of the prompts. I'm like, I got that all out of Salamander Shallows.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I really like Unheard Desire, but my nothing is clicking in my brain for it. Okay, so I guess that means we're moving on. We have a decision to make.
Are we going south and then north, or are we going straight to the gates?
That's the decision we make. Do we want to go through the Fortress of Karst and those prompts? Or do we want to hop straight to the Gates of Umbra? The prompts for the Fortress of Karst are Hall of Constant Motion, the Living Gallery, Vault of the Builder, Nest of the Machine, and Flywheel Tower. This place sounds wild. This makes me think of like Mondrons or whatever in D&D.
Yeah, it's intense looking. It's the art of it.
Yeah, it is. Zoom in on this sucker.
I don't want to plan too ahead because that kind of goes against the nature of this game, but like if we went to the forest, we might not finish today, and then maybe we can get Justice back for the finale. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense.
But if no one really wants to go there, then that's also totally.
Here's where I'm at. I'm one voice in this group because we do things here by consensus. There's no GM. Nothing is speaking to me about the Fortress of Karst as a location. I think if I was playing a different character, maybe. But I think Fawn would just be terrified the entire time and not leave. Or, like, whatever the scenario is as to why they're there. She'd be like, no, thank you. This is scary.
I think it would definitely change the tone of what's going on right now.
I think so,
based
too.
on what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable going straight to the gates if that's what we want to do.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Oh boy.
To the gates of Umbra.
Get these spare tokens out of the way. Alright, I'm going to open up the instructions real quick just to see if anything happens differently at the beginning or if it's just at the end.
These prompts.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
There's a lot of prompts for this one.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay, I guess there is no end game. End of game.
Is this it? Is this the last location?
It is, yeah.
My heart can't handle
I
what's
know.
happening.
It just gives guidance on how to finish out a session, but not, or maybe this is it. Oops, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we'll just do some extra stuff at the end to make our hearts hurt, which is fine. It'll
It's
be
fine.
fine. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. So our prompts. Well, first off, someone needs to be the Magus.
Yeah, I will do it. I'm just trying to figure out what it means by what it could mean by what is the proof.
Well, well, I mean, obviously it's up to you, but we do know that Magus is coming back because Magus is returning to the land of magic through the gate of Umbra. Or Umbra is the land of magic, I forget. Because magic is dying. That's why we've traveled with the Magus.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that helps
Did
inspire
my-
anything, but...
Oh, I have an idea.
Great, I can't wait.
So, the group leaves Gritwater for traveling. And the closer we get to the end of this tunnel, it's the Magus, who's been walking pretty decently, almost seems to stand taller. And it seems like there was a weight on the Magus that has broken. And as we get down this tunnel, it like we see the Magus almost seem to break the chains that was weighing them down. And we walk, and then after a little bit, we see ahead of us this huge gate. This gate taller than we expected. And there's this... It feels like there's something broken here. And the closer we get, we find ourselves in front of the gate. And the Magus taps with their staff on the gate. And whatever was broken seems to snap and returns. And the gate seems to move up slightly, as if ready. And as we watch, it moves up an inch every 10 minutes. And it's just slowly moving up while we're here. Yeah.
Just the thought of the gate slowly rising made my heart hurt a little bit because I was like, oh no, we have to say goodbye.
Yep.
I was like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, time to say goodbye.
Peace.
and hurt in our hearts.
Awesome. I love that.
There's even one that's called Preparing for the End.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Jesus. So yeah, our prompts for this one are the Dusk Road Caravan, Celebration Fires, Worn Monument, and Starry Coast.
Oh boy.
I know.
Uh, I think I know what the last prompt will be. Just because it is literally preparing for the end.
Oh, God, that sounds.
Yes, like that's the last one we'll end up doing.
um, I am going to do Worn Monument by myself. Um, uh, so the Gate of Umbra is just this freestanding gate. You can walk around it. You can walk behind it, and there's nothing there. But as the gate slowly ticks its way up, there's clearly something it's opening up to. And off to the side are... I think this whole area is... has signs of... It shows its age. The place feels ancient. And there are these monuments that stand sort of off to the side over by this underground lake or whatever it is. And I think that they're stone monuments, weathered. The shapes that they're of people, but some are of animals, and the shapes are all... They're not highly detailed. And I think sort of, they're kind of just scattered around, almost like just a field of these like monuments placed around. And I think there's the occasional like stone... well, no. They all sit on a base of some kind, and etched into the base are words. And I think they're not a language that is used. It's as ancient as this place is. And Fawn is walking around this area, just sort of wide-eyed and in awe. And she goes to touch one of these, run her hands over the letters, the words. And as she does it, she hears a voice in her mind saying the words. And it freaks her out. She jumps back. And she looks up the statue and looks around, and there's nobody around. The statue hasn't moved or done anything, So she goes back and touches the words again, and they flood. They're spoken into her mind. And she does this to all the statues. And the story she hears is the story of each one of these monuments, talking about basically the story of their lives, where they came from, the challenges they faced in life, how they overcame them, especially how they overcame them when against great odds. And the relationships that they formed through those experiences and with each other, she finds out as she listens to the story of different monuments. And I think for Fawn, it just serves as a reflection of her own experience on this journey. Especially the parts of the stories where they overcame things and changed themselves. I think that part really speaks to Fawn a lot. And then eventually she heads back with the rest of the group. I want to thank the folks that are hanging out with us for allowing us moments of silence as we sort of mull over our options.
I think I want to go to the Dusk Road with the magus. And ask if either one of you would like to be the magus.
I will jump in and be the magus.
Okay. I think for the first several moments as the gate slowly rises, Caspian stares at it. And then after a while turns away from it and begins to walk back the Dusk Road that we've been on. And back a little ways away, and then just sort of begins to stare out that path we've come, thinking about every place we've gone through, everyone we've met, thinking about home and the journey back. And I think at this point, the magus approaches from behind. And Caspian kind of turns to them. What is it like in Umbra?
Omega smiles, places both of their hands on their cane. It's a magical place, which is probably no surprise. There is rolling hills, wide open plains, beautiful forests. Mountains, rivers. All blanketed in magic. Like a fog.
It seems wonderful. When you go through those gates, we are supposed to go home.
Where's home for you, Caspian?
Home is where my family is. I've always... They taught me to take care of home. I learned to steal, to provide for my home. And now I think I am supposed to go home and learn a new way to take care of home. But I don't want to.
You don't want to go back home?
I want to choose to take care of me.
Then you should.
What if that means I can't take care of them?
Without you, there's no one to take care of. Without you, if you're the one taking care of them, without you, there's no one to take care of them.
I suppose. They've been without me this long.
Who takes care of you?
I don't have a good answer for that.
Well, maybe it should start being yourself.
Have we done a good job taking care of you?
Magus kind of smiles at that. Caspian, traveling with you has been wonderful. I'm glad we met. I'm glad that you are thinking about how to take care of you, to not give yourself over to other people, to be whatever you want, whenever you want. That's taking care of me.
I'm gonna turn back and look towards the gate. Just reach out a hand and take the Magus hand if they'll let me.
They do.
And that's it.
I think the Magus will, if Caspian is okay with this. Actually, the Magus looks over at Caspian and says, to end our scene, it was like the last thing, "May I kiss your head?" And they lean over and kiss you on the forehead.
Good emotional scenes.
Can I ask for a scene with everyone at Starry Coast?
Oh. I actually had an idea for another scene with everyone. So that's
Good. This will be without the Magus. Magus is do whatever the hell it is they do.
Being a mate.
Yeah. Being magical. Old and magical. Alright. So it's this inexplicable underground beach, I guess, whatever. And the water is coming in. Well, not coming in, but, ebbing and flowing. Which creates this really nice sort of like shh noise. And the sand is dark. And I think off in the distance, it looks like stars. Little pinpricks of light. Whether or not it actually is, I don't know. And Fawn is sitting on the beach and looking at the stars, leaning back on her hands. And she looks up at Caspian and at Fawn. So, this is gonna be it, huh?
River just kind of shrugs.
We still have a long journey back.
That's true. Caspian, where are you gonna go?
That is a good question. I suppose I will go to Mistwood. I have a date.
Oh. Who do you have a date with?
I asked one of the. I asked someone if they would meet me there. If they could make that choice.
That's really exciting. I hope they meet you there. You're not gonna wait around for them, though, are you?
No.
Good. You shouldn't.
I am good at getting dates.
We have seen.
Maybe you can help me, and well, I think Fawn is also probably good at getting dates. But maybe one day you can teach me how to do that too. Do you like Mistwood?
Yes. Do you like Ravenhall?
I think Fawn looks over at River before responding.
For me, it is all I remember. But that is starting to not be true. It is the only home I know. But out there is another home. So it is bittersweet. And then looks at Fawn.
Yeah. River and I were talking. We're gonna be magicians. Do you want to be a magician too?
What is a magician?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So, we're gonna have to say goodbye to the Magus, which is really sad. But the rest of the world deserves to know about them too, don't you think?
About the Magus?
Yeah.
You would travel and teach others?
Yeah. Maybe? And Fawn looks again at River, sort of like, ugh, we haven't really worked out the details. But something like that, I think? You think it's a dumb idea?
It sounds fun.
Yeah. I think it does too. Do you want to be a magician then? Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear either.
You will make the world better.
I agree.
So, do you want to do it? Do you want to be Caspian, magician of Mistwood?
There's never been a magician of Mistwood.
Well, you'll be a great first one then.
Thank you. I'm gonna pick up a rock and skip a stone out
Mm-hmm.
into the water.
I just don't want to say goodbye to any of you. So,
when we return, we could go a different path. I've never been sailing.
Sailing sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll have to send word to Justice.
Poor Justice.
We will have to.
But that gives us an excuse to visit.
Yes.
Okay. We'll be sailing magicians.
Missions of the high seas.
Yeah.
I know I've given up taking what's not mine, but I've always wanted to be a pirate.
Yeah. We can be good pirates.
Will we have to sing? Since we are magicians of the high sea.
Oh no. Rivers learned humor.
That was a very good joke.
Thank you.
You should tell more jokes.
I am learning more.
I really want to see River on a boat. I think Fawn leans over to hug Caspian.
I'll return the hug. As we pull apart. Jingle, jingle.
Hey!
Throw it back.
I'm really glad I met all of you.
So am I.
Good journey.
I'm excited for what the rest of our story will be. Maybe one day we can have our own little statues.
I'll pick up another rock and but this one doesn't bounce, it just goes off really far and then drops with a single plop into the water.
I think that's it. We'll end the scene there.
I'm gonna take a picture of Streamcat because he's giving me a lot of emotional comfort right now.
Streamcat! Streamcat is the best cat. We love Streamcat.
Oh my gosh. He just stretched out all of his little toes.
Oh my! The littlest toes. Well, the idea I have is not less emotional.
I mean,
It's the name of the game.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, once again, all of us except for the Magus. The Desk Road Caravan.
all right.
Yeah.
Beep boop. Oh. Trying to place myself so I don't cover up
I know,
this road.
it's hard
There
with the with the names and stuff.
Yeah. River has led you to. I found something, and I wanted to show you both. And they walk up to this off one shoot of the path. There is this old covered wagon looking thing. And they reach into the back and pull out a pair of roses. I have heard that there is an old custom of when you care for someone very deeply, you give them a rose to show your love for them. I have been on this journey with you both for so long, and you have helped me. You have shown me so much, and I have found the idea of being away from you is painful. That is, as far as I can tell, what love means. And they just hand the two roses, Caspian and Fawn, and just, I love you both. And I wanted you to know this.
River. I think Vaughn just runs forward and gives River, like, the tightest hug.
River returns the hug as tight as possible.
I think Caspian takes a moment and just kind of stares at it before, like, walking up slowly, and just head drops onto River's arm, just like.
River moves the arm and just like goes to hug Caspian.
Gets pulled into it and is totally fine with it.
I think Fawn, like, wraps her arm around and it just becomes this big group hug.
Yeah. This is the end of one journey, but we have more.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what happens, as long as I have you two as my friends, everything will be good.
Yeah, it will be.
Thank you, River.
You are welcome.
Is that it for that scene, or do we want to do more there?
I think I'm good with that.
Are we ready?
I don't know if we'll ever be ready.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a scene with everyone in the Magus at the celebration fires.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Boy, this is going to be a thing.
I think this gate has been so slow in its rise that an hour or two has passed and it's still slowly rising. And so we've set up a fire in the road, kind of like our normal camp situation, and there's a notable lack of setup for the Magus. And I think at this point the Magus is kind of over by the gate, kind of watching it rise, and is silhouetted by this sort of light that's coming out from what has already risen up. So we just sort of see their silhouetted form, and the gate is up to their chin. They'll be able to step through soon. And we're all kind of sitting there around the fire, knowing that time has almost run out. And it's sad, but there's also a bit of, we knew this was coming and we've done a good job and we've succeeded and we're going to fix and save magic in this world. So there's a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel almost to the sadness as we sit there.
I think Fawn is holding River and Caspian's hands.
I think Caspian is drinking.
River's just with the unheld hand, just kind of idly tracing in the dirt. I'm trying to think through what's going on, trying to kind of process. This is the end.
I think we hear footsteps approach us as the Magus comes over. You've all done a wonderful job.
Will we see you again?
I will return. But it will be after your lifetime.
Never really thought about after my lifetime before.
Your world will need me and has needed me before. And when I return, I will find new friends. But I will always remember the ones like you.
Well, I hope you find as good friends as River and Caspian.
what happens if the world needs you before you come back.
That's the good part. When I leave, the world will still have you.
That's why we're starting the magicians.
The magicians.
We're gonna be magicians on the high sea. And Fawn sort of like nudges River.
Who smiles?
Caspian kind of. We also might be pirates, but not bad ones.
No.
That's pirates.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very good plan.
We think so.
The Magus keeps looking back at the gate and turning back to the group. And at this point, when he turns and looks, they don't turn back, and they sort of shift their whole body so they're facing the gate again.
River stands, walks over to the Magus, and pulls something out of their pack and hands the Magus a rose. Remember us. I know you will, but this will help.
My gift. My purpose to come back and forth allows me to meet the most wonderful people and carry them through time. I will not forget.
We won't forget you either.
We could not if we even wanted to.
I hope you like Umbra.
It is unlike this world in many ways. And the Magus kind of reaches out a hand and just sort of touches your cheek, Vaughn. But it is missing some of the most special things. And shifts their hand and puts it on River's shoulder. Squeezes. Then reaches down with their other hand and grasps Caspian's hand for just a second. And then begins to slowly walk towards the gate.
I think as Mega starts to move towards the gate, Fawn is gonna rush up and wrap their arms around them from behind in a hug. I think Fawn starts crying.
He kind of wraps an arm around and then puts one into your hair and just kind of holds you.
And then she steps away.
Do not believe that I could have taken any raven from Raven. You are special and good. And I hope you've learned how important you are.
I'm still working on it.
They will remind you.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. Goodbye, Magus.
Goodbye, Fawn. Magician of the high seas. He moves a little closer to the gate, looks over at River. Would you like them back before I go?
What? Kind of
What you had before.
would it remove what I have now?
Not remove, but change.
River looks at Fawn and then looks at Caspian and looks at the Magus and says, I wanted that. I wanted to know who I was before, what happened. But I do not want to change what has happened. I do not want to change me. I like me. I am not complete, but I'm growing. And then they smile and go, I wanted to thank you for them. They have made me who I need to be. I am River, magician of the high seas. Thank you for the offer.
Goodbye, River.
Goodbye, Magus.
And the Magus takes a few more steps, and they're right at the gate, and turns back one last time. Caspian, are you coming?
Anders!
And Caspian approaches and looks at the two of you. I don't know what to do. But I think I want to go.
We will miss you if you go.
I don't understand.
I feel like when I am here, I am here for others. if I go through the gate, it will be for me.
I don't-
River
Go ahead.
looks at Caspian with like teary eyes and goes, I do not want you to go, but I want you to be happy.
I don't want you to go either. But I do want you to be happy. This fucking cat.
I love you both.
You should do what's right for you, Caspian.
Caspian kind of reaches down, grabs both your hands, and squeezes them. And then lets go. And walks up next to the mages.
I think maybe saying goodbye to 2 people today, River.
That seems. Yeah.
Bye, Caspian. Bye, Magus.
Goodbye.
May your travels be what you need them to be.
Goodbye. And the mage just steps through the gate. And Caspian kind of turns and looks at both of you. Smiles. And follows.
Fawn looks over at River. Let's go back home.
I think home is. My home is you.
Well, let's go find a boat.
Let's go find a boat.
Fawn reaches for River's hand and leads them off.
River happily takes Fawn's hand and walks off with them.
Think that's it?
I think that's it.
Anders, why did you do that to us? Oh my gosh! I did not.
Ah.
I knew you were plotting some bullshit already, but then I was like, oh no, it's just Caspian's not really gonna go. Like when you were asking, like, what's the land of magic like? I was like, no, it's just gonna be like a plot point. Just thinking about it, but no, I decided I want to be with my. Nope. Caspian fucking noped right the hell out of there.
Caspian Frodo'd his way out.
You sure as hell did. Fuck that guy.
Yes, did.
Well,
What happens now?
so, trying to find something. Sorry.
I just realized I was twisting the bottle cap back on right next to my mic, so y'all got the lovely ASMR of the bottle cap going,
Oh.
in
Yeah,
case y'all heard that.
I don't know if you heard it. I don't know if I heard it. Yeah, so let's just talk about the game for a little bit. You know what, over the entire experience, what are some moments that we enjoyed playing this game? Things you appreciated from your fellow players that they did, moments with them, anything you found surprising, anything you found challenging? I'll go ahead and kick off. I like this game. This is not my first time playing. I think I've mentioned this about a million times. So I just like all the moments. But I really love when you have a scene with a character, between two characters, and there's like, you have sort of that moment of connection. I can't think of anything specifically because it just happens throughout the game, just because of the nature of it. But I always love that. Caspian's move obviously surprised me. But this last session, I definitely got chills in a couple moments, and that surprised me most of all because it's never happened to me playing this game. So that was a pleasant surprise.
I think this game does such a good job of sort of almost like facilitating a little, self-reflection. And I mean, you're playing characters, but there's definitely a lot of, when there's so few dice rolls and just questions,
Yeah.
a lot of you comes out in those characters. It's hard not to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, that's why from like the moment we got to the gates of Umbra, I started thinking, I bet Caspian will walk through them. Because I personally, in my own personal life, have been like thinking about, I need to stop doing things for other people. I need to focus on myself a little bit. And so that definitely kind of came out unintentionally. I think that I don't normally get very choked up in tabletop games.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that I've not been like emotionally affected by games before, but I tend to be I kind of keep a step back from it and like get emotional later.
Mm-hmm. I
had a hard time keeping those feelings in tonight, particularly when the two of you were doing your salamander scene. I was just like, oh boy, I might actually cry on the stream. That's not happened before. So I thank you, both of you, for creating characters and a game and a story where that happened, because it's not happened before for me. So
yeah, I'm similar. I can get hit in the feels by a game, but not in a way that creates an actual like physical reaction. But yeah, today's game, I was definitely blinking back tears just at random scenes. They were really good, and I can't even tell you what they are, but thank you, Anders and Abby, for being such awesome players.
I got about as choked up as I can, and I nearly cried. And as I as Andrew was saying, I realized that River's realization of finding beauty within themselves hit a little close to home. And
Yeah.
also, near the end, I realized something. It's just something that River started to realize that they have found beauty with these people. And I think River may. I'm just like thinking about like how River has been feeling. I'm like, I think River went, oh wait, these are my people. Might have been. There might have been more meaning to the roses than I was thinking. Except for maybe the Maguses one that may not have had more feeling. But I think there was something there. River's journey of just going, I am enough as I am.
Hmm.
I don't remember, but that's okay.
I loved that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a bit of me in Fawn for sure. Some uh uh some some things I have known about myself, but have want to make changes about, that I think was reflected in Vaughn for sure. I did not realize the time. We actually need to wrap up, to make sure that we've got a good buffer between for our next game. So I'm sorry, Anders. I did not realize
It's
the
okay.
time. Let's go ahead and do outros. Yeah. Let us know where you can find you on Twitter. Anything you're excited about, Anders.
Okay, I'm Anders. You can find me at Anders_D_K. I'm excited about our Saltmarsh Games finale in 38 minutes. It's gonna be, if it's a little late starting, that's fine. There are things I can fast forward through.
Yeah.
I am really excited about that. It's we didn't do it last week, so I'm glad we're getting to it this week. Hopefully that will also have some emotions. Less from me because I'll be DMing, but I'm also I joined Rainbow Jam, which is a game making jam, and I'm very excited because I have an idea for my game, and it's very, very heavily inspired and influenced by this game. Because
Yay!
I loved this, and so there's a lot of elements from this that I want to kind of take and sort of
Yeah.
not steal, but like take inspiration from.
Oh, sure.
And I'm very excited for it. So that's it. Nope. There's something tomorrow that I just joined that starts at a time that I don't remember. But it might not be streamed tomorrow. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop talking. That's it.
Awesome. Abby.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Citrine Warlock. And something I'm excited for is tomorrow, after I think it's been a month, I'm in a streamed game under a completely different thing. Where I play a Pokemon trainer in a heavily traumatic situation.
Oh.
She's 11 and she's going to be in therapy soon.
Oh.
She should have been in therapy about 6 months ago.
Oh wow. Okay.
She's only been running about 2 months of in-game time, and I think she needs therapy. That's the kind of trauma I get to deal with tomorrow.
Oh wow. Okay. Have fun with that.
Yeah. That's been a year of my life.
That sounds cool.
All like that.
I'm Nox. You can find me on the internet at Nox Noctua. I'm part of the creative council here on Variant Roles. We all work together. There's 4 of us total to support the channel in various ways. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/variantroles to see our future community games, other games we have coming up. Stick around so you can hang out with us for our last Saltmarsh episode for Tamarot's Fate.
Tamarot's?
Tammy-
I don't know.
Tammy's
I don't
Fate.
know how to pronounce anything.
It's Tammy's Fate, so stick around for that episode finale. And then immediately following that is going to be our Invisible Sun game. And I'll be guesting on that for tonight's episode and the next episode. So for 2 of them, I'm excited about that. We've also got a shit ton of other shows. Again, follow us on Twitter for the schedule. We literally have content just about every day, almost at this point. I want to thank my players. I want to thank folks that donated. I'm super excited to be able to get $150 over to Trans Lifeline. So thank you to people that donated for getting us there. And I'll be back here, same time slot next week, officially kicking off Nox's Indie Showcase. We'll be playing indie games. And I'm probably going to start playing romance games because I'm in the mood for romance, baby. So put me in those games. Probably just going to play the same damn ones that Andrews has already played on his channel. So, because whatever.
They're good games. They should be played more.
Yes. So, and those will be one session games. I'll be doing those for a while until I get back into anything that's multi-session. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. Anders and Abby, it's been an honor.
This has been so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And till next time. Bye.
Yeah.